What if you have faced this question in your M3 assessment test? Will you be able to solve this problem? Hello, my dear family members. I hope all of you are preparing well for your upcoming M3 assessment test. If you are preparing, then this video is going to be very much helpful because this type of pie chart or data interpretation questions will be coming in your exam, so please give importance to this video because we are going to discuss about the real and recent type of questions. Okay, I'll discuss about how to pass and what's the pattern and can you share the resources and about the cutoff. Let me discuss all of those right now. The pattern is total 10 questions will be from MCQ logical reasoning questions, and those logical reasoning questions will be, let's say, 3 to 4 questions will be from data interpretations. Okay, so that's why I'll give importance to data interpretation in this video. And then after 10 questions you'll be having 3 coding questions: basic, intermediate and little bit advanced coding questions from array string to DP, dynamic programming. Okay, now what's the cutoff? You have to at least solve one coding questions with full test cases process, and also you have to clear the aptitude parts as well. Okay, now how to pass? That is just get the cutoff, nothing else. If you ask me how to pass, then I'll recommend you to have the best prime materials regarding M3 assessment. Just visit topmate.is/techno_uf. There you will get all the resources regarding M3, like real mock test, previous year questions, real mock interview, mock communication assessment, recent questions, and everything. You will get free referral, and you can check the CV as you have like 80 score. Okay, everything you need to prepare for upcoming M3 assessment, it will be there. Okay, so please visit that. The link is in the description box or in the comment section. You can see the feedback of students provided below as well. Most of the students have given 5 stars and they have faced it like a gym. Okay, so now I hope you understood. Now let me discuss the questions.
Hey, you ready for the future? Techno UF is here with premium prep materials, no need to fear. Cognizant, Accenture, TCS, and more. We'll get you ready, open up that door.
So the question is regarding the proportion of male student and proportion of vegetarian in a school are given below. The school has a total of 800 students, 80% of whom are in the secondary sections and rest of equally divided between class 11 and class 12, right? And here is the chart in tabular format. That is in class 12 and class 11 consecutively 60% and 55% are male, and in class 11 and secondary section 50 and 55% are vegetarian, right? And total male population, I mean 47.5% are male and total vegetarian population are 53%, right? So in this type of problem you will be directed with some instructions and then they will ask 1 to 3 questions. You have to answer one by one, just analyzing once the instruction, right? So let's go to the first question. So the first question is, what is the percentage of vegetarian students in class 12? So to solve this problem, what should we calculate first? That is, we have to calculate the total number of vegetarian. That means 53% of 800. Then we have to calculate total vegetarian in secondary section, and then we have to calculate total vegetarian in class 11. Then whatever we'll get, just total minus secondary section minus class 11 section, then we'll get the total vegetarian in class 12, right? So I hope you understood. Okay, so let's proceed to the solution. So what's the total number of students? That is, total number of students are 800, that is given. And what's the total number of students present in secondary section? That is 80% of total. 80% of total means 8 multiply 80, right? That is 640, right? So total present in secondary section is equal to 640. How? 80% of 800, that means 8 multiply 80, right? That is 640. Okay, and now the task is, what are the remaining students number? So remaining students number are, remaining is equal to 800 minus 640, that is 160. Okay, and the instruction is given like rest equally divided between class 11 and class 12. So whatever the secondary students count are, the remaining are divided equally between class 11 and class 12. So class 11 and class 12 is equal in number, that is 160 by 2, that is 80, right? So total number of students in class 11, that is 80, and total number of students in class 12, 11 and 12 both 80, 80. Okay, so what is the number of vegetarian present in class 11? That is 50% of 80, right? So vegetarian in class 11 is equal to half of 80, that means 40. Total number of 40 students are vegetarian in class 11. And what are the secondary sections vegetarian count? That is 55% of 640. So how to calculate 55% of 640 very quickly? Okay, let me show it. So vegetarian in secondary section is equal to 55% of 640. So to calculate 55%, let's say, so what is the 100% of 640? That is 640, right? So what is the 50% of 640? That is half, right? So 320. Okay, so what is the 5% of 5% of 640? That is just, you have calculated the 50%, right? So you are removing one zero, so you have to remove one zero from here, so that is 32. Okay, so how to calculate 55%? That is just add 320 plus 332, then we will get the total 55%, that is 320 plus 32, that is 352, right? So 352 is the total number of vegetarian present inside secondary section. Okay, so I hope you got it. Okay, so let me remove this as the space is very lesser. Okay, so now we have to calculate total vegetarian present, so that is 53% of 800, right? So 53% of 800 means total vegetarian total. Okay, so that is 800 multiply 53%, so 53%, so we have to multiply 53 by 8. So 8 3s are 24 and 8 5s are 40, so 40 for 24. Okay, so now our task is to calculate the total class 12 vegetarian number of vegetarian present in class 12. That is, vegetarian in class 12 is equal to total vegetarian minus secondary vegetarian and minus 11th vegetarian. Okay, so this way we can get the total vegetarian present in class 12. Okay, so total vegetarian is 424 minus 352 minus 40, so this counts becomes what, 32. Okay, so total 32 students are vegetarian in class 12. Okay, so now what is our task? That is percentage of vegetarian students in class 12. So total students present in class 12 is, so percentage is equal to, so total students present in class 12 is 80 and vegetarian are 32 multiply 100. Okay, so 0 and 8 fours are 32, so 40. Okay, so 40% of the students of class 12 are vegetarian. Okay, so I hope you understood the shortcuts and the way of calculation, right? So if you understood, then I'm giving you a quiz. Please do this problem. Okay, so in class 12, in class 12, 25% of the vegetarians are male. What is the difference between number of female vegetarian and male non-vegetarian? So 10, 12, 14 and 16 are the options. Please, if you are watching attentively, then prove it and give the answer in the comment section, right? So I want more number of engagement, okay, so that I can be motivated. Okay, so like this, if you want this type of problem more and if you want the actual questions, then have the prime materials. Okay, and if you want to discuss more, then please join our telegram channel t.me/ubkanna, and please follow our instagram id instagram.com/techno.uf. Okay, so now let's go to the third problem, which can be asked from the same section. Okay, so that is what is the percentage of the students in secondary section. So how to calculate that? So the instructions are given, right? So our task is to calculate the percentage of male students in secondary section. So the secondary section um, percentage of male are not given, so we have to calculate that as we calculated the class 12 vegetarian. Okay, so how will we do that? That is, we'll at first calculate 47.5% of total, then 55% of total class 11 and 60% of class 12. Then we'll just subtract from total of both, then we'll get the secondary sections male. Okay, so let's go to the solution. This is similar as the first question, but still I'll solve, okay, for your convenience. So what is the percentage of male students present in secondary section? Okay, so at first we'll calculate the total male students, that is 47.5%, that is given. Okay, so 47.5% of total, that is 800. How to calculate that? Okay, so I had shown the calculation shortcuts, right? So let's go with that procedure. Okay, so 100% of 800 is 800. Okay, and 50% of 800 is half, right? So 400. Okay, so 5% is, just remove 10 from here. Okay, 40. And 25% is just half of 400, that is 200. Okay, and 2.5% is, just remove 10 from here. I mean, just give a point here. Okay, so that is 20. So we have calculated this, right? So what is the 47.5%? You can divide this like 40% plus 5% plus 2.5%, right? So 40% is what? So 40% is 4 8s are 320. Okay, 4 8s are 320. Okay, and then 5% is 40, and 25 to 2.5% is 20, right? So total is 320, 340, 380. So 380 is the number, total number of male present in that school. Okay, so that is 380. So I'm removing this. So I hope you noted all. Okay, if you didn't note it, then please pause or reverse back. Okay, so total 380 male present, total male present in that school is 380. And total number of male present in class 12, male in class 12 is equal to 60% of 80, right? So 60% of 80 is 6 8s are 48. Okay, and what is the 55% of class 11 male? That is, male in class 11 is 55% of 80. Okay, so how to calculate 55% of 80? In the same way, right? So 100% of 80 is 80, and 50% of 80 is 40, that is half, and 5% is just 4. Okay, so if you calculate like 55%, that is 50 plus 5, so that is 40 plus 4, that is 44. Okay, so male students present in class 11, that is 44. Okay, in class 12, that is 48. I hope you understood how to calculate this. Okay, so now our task is total number of male present in secondary section. So male in secondary section is total number of students, male students, that is 380, minus male in 12, that is 448, and male in class 11, that is 44. Okay, so if you calculate this, then this number becomes what? So this number becomes 288. Okay, so this number becomes 288. So now our task is to calculate the percentage of male students in secondary section. So percentage is, so in secondary section, total number of students are 640, right? That is 80% of 800. And total male student is 288. So multiply by 100. and get the percentage. Okay, so this become 45%. Okay, so I hope you understood the shortcuts, and if you understood how the questions are being asked in TCS and QT. Okay, so if you want more such content, then please subscribe this channel and watch the playlist regarding TCS and QT or any company that you want. And please suggest me which content you want more, which company content you want more, which syllabus, which chapters you want more, right?
Guys, this will be a quiz question for you. Please give the answer in the comment section. This is the real and recent questions. Okay, analyze the pie chart given below that indicates the sales of different fruits per month. The total weight of the fruits sold is 6000 lb. Determine the sales of apples in lb. Okay, diagram is provided. Orange 35%, banana 25%, apple 40%, and these are the options. 2400250026002700. I hope you will give the answer in the comment section, guys, and this will enhance your practice ability. So please give the answer, guys, and also don't forget to get the materials at topment.ir/technology. The link is provided at the description box or in the comment section.